Hello, I'm Steve Weber, the host of Book Cheapskate. We're running through the top 10 free Kindle books featured today on bookcheapskate.com. Happy Thursday and good Thanksgiving, everyone. It's November 27th, 2025. With me, as always, is my co-host and bookworm sidekick, Cassandra. Good morning, Cass.
Good morning and happy Thanksgiving. We have quite a list today. I mean, it's all over the place, genre-wise.
It really is a bit of everything. So we're just going to run through them, see what's out there for free today. Let's just jump right in with the first one.
Okay.
Book number 1 is the Alex Trout Thrillers, books 1 through 3 by John W. Mefford.
Yeah, so right away, you're getting a 3-book collection for free, which is, that's a classic strategy to get you hooked on a series.
A big hook. And this one seems pretty relentless. It's an FBI kidnapping thriller.
It is. It centers on an agent, Alex Trout, and the whole thing kicks off with this really severe car crash.
Which, I mean, that's such a great thriller move, isn't it?
Yeah.
It immediately puts the protagonist on the back foot.
Exactly, because it leaves her with these black spots in her memory. So right from the get-go, she can't even trust her own mind.
Right. So the danger isn't just the killer she's hunting.
Yeah.
It's internal. It's her own unreliability.
Precisely. And then, of course, dead bodies start showing up.
Of course.
Ritualistic slayings in a murky Boston Bay. So she's trying to solve this case with a sadistic murderer while also, fighting her own trauma.
And it looks like it all comes to a head when her professional and family lives just collide.
It says it tears her in two. It's designed for maximum tension, for sure.
Okay, so from that, we are going to make a hard pivot, a very hard pivot for book number 2.
Oh, yeah. This is a complete tonal shift. Fireball Fridays by J.L. Brannick.
A military romantic comedy.
And the setup is just, it's pure rom-com chaos. The heroine is found, and I'm quoting, mostly naked on the floor having a panic attack.
And that's how she ends up moving in with Zeke Deegan, the hot former Marine.
Yep, who's about 10 years older, so you get that age gap thing in there, too.
But he's not your typical stoic military guy, is he? The description is pretty specific.
It is. It calls him having dominant golden retriever vibes.
Dominant golden retriever, okay.
And he makes little felt monster creations in his spare time. It's just that perfect contrast, right? It softens the whole alpha male thing.
Right, makes him safe, but still, dominant.
And then when the chemistry hits, it really hits. There's this moment where she teases him by calling him sir.
And that leads to, let me see, him being the whipped cream to my chocolate pie.
You gotta love the commitment to the analogy. It's very specific, very steamy, and sounds like a lot of fun.
Okay, let's snap back to High Stakes Crime for book 3. Still Here by Lauren Street.
Another thriller, but a very different kind of enemy. This one feels very contemporary.
So it's about an NYPD detective, Rita Jonas, who goes back home to Sill County, Wyoming, to be the sheriff.
But the town isn't just a small town anymore. It's basically controlled by this huge corporation, Apex Global.
And Apex Global has its own police force.
A ruthless private one, yeah. That doesn't answer to her or anyone else, really.
Wow. So that's the conflict. It's public law versus private corporate power.
Exactly. And a young woman turns up dead, and Rita's investigation immediately gets shut down because Apex's enforcers are trying to frame a homeless man to cover up what really happened.
So she's not just fighting a killer, she's fighting a whole system that's been bought and paid for.
A corporate apparatus. It's a really compelling modern take on the underdog sheriff story.
All right, now for something completely different. Again, book number 4 is nonfiction. Decluttering Your Marriage by Douglas Wilson.
Yeah, and with this one, obviously, we'll be very respectful. It's pastoral advice.
Right. And the central analogy is really effective. It compares accumulated marital issues, sins and wrongs, to a cluttered garage.
Which is an analogy I think a lot of people can immediately understand. That feeling of a mess that's just too overwhelming to even start cleaning.
Right. And the book seems to offer a very practical path through that. The key, it says, is honest, complete, and humble confession of sin.
It sounds like it's providing a real methodology. Start with the top layer, work your way down to the bottom, and then you have to maintain it.
And it comes with a checklist for implementation, which points to it being very action-oriented, not just theory.
It's coming from a pastor with, 40 years of experience? It seems very focused on providing concrete steps for people.
Okay, let's dive back into the wild world of fantasy for book 5.
And it is wild. This is Queen Takes Knights by Jolie Sue Burkhart.
Paranormal vampire romance, but more specifically,
A reverse harem, yes.
the setup is maximum drama. Our heroine, Shara, is on the run after her mother's murder, and she's cornered, ready to end it all.
Classic emotional low point, which is, of course, when she's rescued by two very handsome, very powerful men.
Who tells she's actually a lost vampire queen.
And not just any vampire queen, a descendant of the goddess Isis, to give it that epic, ancient lineage.
And they are her sworn vampire knights.
And the romance kicks in almost immediately. The alpha offers her his blood, and she realizes she wants, quote, his body and his friends too.
So no hesitation on the reverse harem aspect there.
None at all. It's all part of her destiny, so she has to learn her new powers and embrace her multiple mates, like, right away.
Okay. Staying in the romance lane, but heading back in time for Book 6, The Forsaken Duke by Sally Vixen.
This one is a historical Regency romance, but with a good dose of Gothic mystery mixed in.
It takes the forced proximity trope and literally sets it on fire.
Literally. Lady Leo wakes up in a room that's on fire right next to the Duke of Reppington.
And this Duke is a total outcast, right?
Right.
Forsaken by society because he's blamed for his parents' deaths.
Exactly. So this fiery incident forces them into a marriage of convenience. But then they realize it wasn't an accident. Someone trapped them in there.
So the marriage becomes an investigation.
It does. They have to solve this conspiracy, and it's all tied to a letter between her mother and his parents. It sounds like it goes way beyond the usual ballroom drama.
All right, now for what might be the most high-concept book on the list, book number 7.
I think you're right. This is Hell's Reaper by Rune Hunt.
Okay, get ready. It's a reverse harem hellhound shifter romance.
In an academy setting.
Of course it is.
The world building is just full throttle. The main character is the heir to Hell's throne. She ran away to prevent a vision she had of Hell being destroyed.
But she gets dragged back to the Grim Reaper Academy.
Right. And her mission is basically to speedrun the curriculum. She has to find her 3 hellhounds, become the ultimate soul reaper, and save all of existence before it's too late.
While juggling her love life.
And what a love life. The description specifically says it's a reverse harem where she doesn't have to choose between any of her 8 men.
8.
8.
Yeah.
It's the definition of maximalist fantasy, high stakes, high romance.
Wow, okay. Let's move to book 8, which is also paranormal, but a different vibe. Forever 40 by Tia Didman.
Yeah, this taps into that growing niche of paranormal women's fiction, focusing on midlife heroines.
Which is great. And the premise here is built on breaking the genre's own rules.
It is. So our heroine is a witch. And in this world, witches hate the undead because vampire venom is lethal to anyone with power.
What?
But after an attack, she survives. And she transitions into a vampire herself. Something that should be impossible.
So she's a walking, talking paradox.
Exactly. A glitch in the supernatural matrix. And because she's this anomaly, she gets assigned a sexy vampire overseer and a death dealer mentor to protect her and figure out the conspiracy behind her attack.
It's a great premise. A woman coming into a new world-breaking power later in life. Okay, let's cleanse the palate with book 9. Something a little more quaint.
Much more quaint. Tea Time Pastries and Punishments by Lane Dobbs. This is a classic cozy mystery.
All the elements are there. An English village, a flower show.
And a dead body in the koi pond.
Naturally. And the hook here seems to be the sleuths themselves.
Oh, yeah. They're 2 neighbors who immediately suspect each other. Ida suspects Elspeth, the strange cat-attracting woman.
And Elspeth suspects Ida, the strange scone-stealing woman.
It's that perfect petty rivalry. And of course, they're forced to team up to clear their own names when the useless local police start looking at them.
And it has that classic cozy realization that pretty much the entire village wanted the victim dead.
Exactly. Sounds like perfect Miss Marple-style fun.
And finally, we end our list with book 10, a total shift to classic American literature, the collected works of Ambrose Bierce.
Yeah, this is a fantastic way to round out the list. Bierce, or Bitter Bierce as he was known, is just so foundational for psychological horror and satire.
His influence is huge. Writers like H.P. Lovecraft, Stephen Crane, they owe a lot to him.
Absolutely. And this collection has his masterpieces, like An Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge.
Which is just the gold standard of unreliable narration and playing with time. It's brilliant.
It is. His writing is just so sharp, so intellectual. He uses horror and the supernatural to explore human folly, the line between reality and nightmare.
It's a chance to get something really unsettling and intellectually engaging for free. His work is still razor sharp.
A really strong, thoughtful way to end a very eclectic list.
Well, thanks for joining us today. And remember, if you want to download any of the books we've mentioned today for free from Amazon, visit us at bookcheapskate.com and you'll have all the links right there. But do it now before these deals expire. Who knows, they might even expire later today. And don't miss tomorrow's show. Every morning, it's all brand new. Cass, we'll do it again then.
Sounds great. Talk to you tomorrow.
Until then, keep on opening new worlds with great books without blowing a massive hole in your wallet. And whatever you do, remember this. When you read,
Your mind becomes its own kingdom.